Our candidates have drawn numbers, and I'm going to introduce them in the order in which they drew their number. And number 1 is Lisa Davenport. And Lisa was raised in Durham. She's the oldest of 4 sisters and always been an achiever. She has been married for 20 years to Joe, a firefighter and paramedic in the town of Wallingford. They have 2 children, Ashley and Joey. Lisa is an active and contributing member of her community. In Durham, she's a member of the Planning and Zoning Commission, Republican Town Committee. She's a director of the Cockencodd Regional Scholarship Fund and volunteers with Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. In addition to teaching Sunday school, she's also coordinator for the annual Kentucky Mission Trip sponsored by her church. Lisa Davenport is the type of citizen needed to serve in Connecticut State Senate. She identifies with ever-changing and difficult times in which we are living. She is a successful business partner in Lisa Davenport's Home Gallery, established in 1995. She prides herself on her ability to listen to others, to pay close attention to details, and make sensible and fiscal responsible decisions using a strong business background and common sense approach. Oh, I'm sorry. Opening statements first, and we'll start with Lisa. Sorry about that.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here. This is our final debate, or our final candidate forum, so it's been an exciting few weeks, hasn't it?
Gonna miss it.
I'm gonna miss you too, Ed. As Bob said, my name is Lisa Davenport. I am a lifelong resident of the 12th District. I moved to Durham when I was 9 years old. The reason I decided to run for office is, quite honestly, I have felt like our political class has failed us. Right now, we have overwhelming debt, little to no job creation in 20 years. Our businesses are overtaxed, overregulated, and underappreciated, while our youth are growing up and moving out, while our seniors are living out their golden years in homes that are losing value day after day. Unfortunately, those seniors paved the roads. They put our children through school, and now our youth is leaving, and nobody to care for our seniors. As a business owner, I know how to live within a budget. I know how to create opportunity and react to the realities of a free market. As a small business owner, I contribute to 70% of the jobs that are created here in Connecticut. That's right. Small businesses create 70% of the jobs. I know the struggles of a business. I can identify with their needs and wants. Part of the problem we have in Connecticut, you're so cute, Emily, I'm sorry. Part of the problem we have here in Connecticut is that we have become not business friendly anymore. We need to encourage businesses to want to invest in our state and invest in employees. So I hope you will find tonight informative. I look forward to meeting you afterwards, and I hope you send me to Hartford. Thank you very much.
Lisa, if elected, what would your top 3 priorities be?
Well, I know I'm sitting in front of a lot of parents, and education is very important. It is a priority. But I also think that we need to get our state back on track. Right now, job and job creation is a huge priority. Again, I want to say that we've lost, or had, ooh, lights went out back there, had no job growth in 20 years. We need to create a more friendly business environment. We also need to create an environment for our schools to thrive. And part of that is the fact that, as Scott said, we have, for every $1 going up to Hartford on average in the 12th district, 17 cents comes back. Well, the education cost sharing formula is by far the most complicated formula. I've spoken to probably a dozen people on it, and I still haven't gotten a straight answer on how it comes out. When speaking to a superintendent recently, she said, well, there is a formula. When you're done with the formula, then they figure out what you're going to go, what's going to go to Bridgeport. It doesn't necessarily, or New Haven, or Hartford, it doesn't necessarily mean that final number. So how about we start attacking the unfunded mandates? The schools have almost 1,000 unfunded mandates. Do our teachers really need to be reporting to the state why we have 4% of our school that's tardy every Thursday? No, I don't think so. The state doesn't need to know that. We also need to repeal unfunded mandates within our towns. These are going to reduce our property taxes, which will take a lot of the burden of the cost of education off. It doesn't always have to come from the state. Local government can run their own government, and I think that's really important. Thank you. Senator Meyer, you talk about your work with education, and I appreciate all the hard work you have put forth. Recently, President Obama put a challenge across the country, race to the top. And it's probably not very often you hear a Republican say, I agree with President Obama. I agree with his idea of making education more accountable. I will state, though, that race to the top was filled with a lot of issues that didn't address what President Obama wanted, and it put $20 million of mandates on your schools.
Thank you. How do you plan on increasing the percentage of tax dollars Madison receives from the state for education in our district?
As far as the ECS numbers, we talked about how difficult they are, how they haven't really changed all that much over the years. I'm not saying that I'm not going to go to Hartford and work on changing that, but my priority would be working on some of those unfunded mandates. Again, when we have almost 1,000 mandates that a huge percentage of them are not really needed to have you run your schools, we need to address that. Again, the less we have to take care of filing, the more money we can put into educating our kids. Let our teachers be teachers. I'm not sure if I mentioned, but I am one of 4 girls. I'm the only one that didn't go into teaching. My mom, who's a teacher, says I'm the smart one in the crowd. Really, our teachers have lost the creativity of being teachers. They are forced to almost teach the test. We spoke of race to the top a few minutes ago. Senator Meyer is absolutely right. There was not enough accountability in there. We put a $20 million mandate on ourselves with no retraction in that bill, stating that we will not have to use these mandates if the funding doesn't come through. Senator Meyer said it wasn't enough, although when he had the opportunity to speak on the bill, I quote, "This is really a historical moment." We need legislatures with foresight, legislatures that are going to look down the pike and see what's coming. There were very specific requirements in the race to the top. We did not meet those requirements. We needed the courage to meet those requirements.
Lisa?
The remarks were specifically towards race to the top, and in reference to special education, I am the mother of 2 children that receive special education services. My daughter doesn't anymore because she's in college. So special education is important. There is a lot out there that is mandated that is just ridiculous, and those are the ones we need to repeal. More importantly, I'm not so quick to say we need to get rid of the arts. They build our culture, and they build who we are. So let's be careful what we're getting rid of.
What do you do in your office to increase the opportunities for young adults to stay in Connecticut and be gainfully employed?
I've spoken about job creation, and I agree with Senator Meyer that we do need green technology and biotechnology, but we need to address all jobs within Connecticut. And Senator Meyer said 1.5 years ago his son called him, and yeah, that was a wake-up call, but as a business owner, my wake-up call came in 2007, where I had one builder that was giving me 15 houses to do. It went down to 6 in 2006 it was 15 houses. In 2007, it went down to 6. 2008, it went down to 2, and last year I had none from that builder. My point being is, this has been coming down the pike for a long time. I talk about foresight. We need people representing you that have the knowledge of what is happening out there within the world, or within Connecticut, so that they can bring to the table what needs to be said and needs to be done right away.
I am Lisa Davenport,
and we approve this message.